The Pittsburgh Steelers never really had much of a legacy of success. For the first decade and a half of their existence, the Steelers were somewhere near the bottom of the NFL standings. In fact, the greatest season in franchise history in those days was 1947, but it ended in failure. After working their way to an Eastern Division playoff game, the Steelers were humiliated by the Philadelphia Eagles. Anyway, the Steelers started out in 1958 with new excitement, moving most of the home games from Forbes Field into Pitt Stadium. Forbes Field was not an awful place for football, but it could only seat something like 30,000 fans. Pitt Stadium was much larger, and the Steelers dreamed of crowds exceeding 50,000. But, of course, the Steelers were not quite good enough to draw crowds like that. Anyway, on November 17th, the Steelers manhandled the Giants 31-10. But the announced crowd was just a hair over 30,000, prompting some fans to speculate that the reported crowd size might have been artificially low for whatever reason. So the thing is, I love a conspiracy theory just as much as the next guy, but this one makes no sense to me. Why would the Steelers underreport the number of fans that they had at this game? It doesn't make any sense at all. Anyway, that's the game we're playing next, so we're going to go ahead and get into this. Let's go ahead and jump straight on over to Tecmo Super Bowl and go back to this 1958 ROM. Now, you do remember last time I was complaining as we got summarily beaten by the by the Baltimore Colts. I am not old enough, right, to remember the good old days of the Colts in Baltimore, which is the reason why I have the little Freudian slip. The truth is about all of this that, there are, as I was saying, some issues with this ROM. I think that the best way to put it is not so much that the ratings are bad, but rather that the balance of the ratings is not really all that good because, the games are always won and lost sort of on your offensive line. And when we're playing against teams and having all the time in the world to, make our throws and stuff like that, that's a sign that, the lines are kind of imbalanced. And when we occasionally have games where, we can't get anything going at all offensively, again, it's usually because the lines are imbalanced. The big nightmare with Baltimore was that whichever defensive player it was that they had was just completely running through everybody. I need to do a little bit of research, by the way, and figure out who exactly that was who kept beating us over and over and over again. As soon as we find out, we'll do a little video on him and do a little bit of a feature. That's what this channel is all about. We want to go back in the past and find some of the guys that, time has forgotten. Yeah, you're not completing a pass over me. Anyway, so the Steelers, they were in 57. They were 6-6. 58, they did a little bit better. I think they were like 8-4 or something like that, but not quite good enough to be really competitive again in the Eastern Division. And this is a problem that they constantly had back in those days. Sorry about my dog in the background. There must be some sort of animal outside because the only time she gets excited like this is if there's an animal within 10 miles of our vicinity. Oh, geez. Triplet, baby. You can't be fumbling like that. Anyway, there you have it. So far, so good. We're not all out of it quite yet. And there's a good pass. I'll tell you, the one frustration I've had with this channel has nothing to do with you guys, has nothing to do with this game. It's that I really need to sit down and play some Madden because that's what the next game is I'm going to cover, and I haven't played enough of it. I'm talking Madden 94. How you like them apples, huh? Now, Alex Webster with a touchdown, and that puts us up 7-0. So I really need to do that. I need to find some time, hopefully tonight, to go ahead and do that. In case you're wondering, the thing that has me down is that I've got a couple of different blogs going at the same time and all sorts of projects happening with those. And the however many channels it is, all of the sports channels and all this other stuff. So really, in theory, it should be possible to get it going. Today's a little bit harder, though. Part of the reason why is because this morning, instead of doing whatever I was supposed to be doing, I ended up spending a whole bunch of time creating my latest Football Manager video. You should check it out, by the way, over on Football Manager Projects. It's actually about cards. We're talking about soccer cards in England. There was this company called A&BC Chewing Gum, and they had a contract with Topps back in the real old days. And so what would happen is they would be able to use Topps' Bazooka bubble gum. This is back when England was still under World War II era sugar rations. And so they could use the imported bubblegum from the United States, and they would put that together with cards, and a lot of those cards end up looking a lot like baseball cards that Topps made in the 1960s. It's really interesting. You kind of have to see the video to get sort of like the full feel for it. But anyway, it's a pretty interesting topic that nobody talks about. But the problem is that since nobody talks about it, nobody knows that they need to watch the video, which is why I'm over here on this channel doing advertising for another channel. It's capitalism, my friend. Anyway, there's Alex Webster again showing us that little capitalist dance into the end zone. There we go, 14-0 Giants. And this is exactly what I was talking about, right? We clearly have a better team than the Steelers, and so we get into this game and we just manhandle them, and it hasn't been close at all, right? But we go over and play the Baltimore Colts, and it's all of a sudden like we can't get to anybody, and they're running the ball all over us, and, you know, all sorts of like crazy things are happening. By the way, we recovered that onside kick, so let's go for the end zone again. Foolish mortals. Anyway, yeah, so the thing that you notice in this, if you're looking closely, is you'll notice that we have all sorts of time against this team. Well, not if I do that. That was probably not the best idea in the world. I need to actually change that play. The left and B play, we need to get rid of that. We need to get rid of anything that's a curl, because curls, you know, tend to equal nobody's open. I can tell you, too, that this team here has an end that seems to be giving us a lot of problems as well. So, I mean, I'm not going to punt here. Why would I punt? Oh, well. We need to go back and play with Ottawa again, right? Real men don't punt, and, you know, all of the macho attitude. That's what we need here. Oh shoot, I called a running play. Well, let's hope they don't pass. If they pass, we're really in it, and they're going to pass. Look at this. So we have like 4 different guys wide open. Well, maybe this is turning into a close game after all. All right. So we had a couple of little mistakes on our part, but nothing real. And of course, this isn't saying that I'm bad at this game, right? This is an innocent mistake. Anybody can make mistakes like that. Anybody can make the little mistake where you accidentally kick an onside kickoff, and you know, you accidentally go for it on 4th down and like forever. You know, anybody. It can happen to anybody. Those of you who are professional Tecmo Super Bowl players, you know, you guys can back me up on this. Anybody can make these little mistakes. Not a big deal. Anybody can make the mistake of trying to run it with Frank Gifford and having, you know, everybody blitz and all the other stuff. Anybody can make the mistake of throwing another freaking interception, but look, it's a fumble. Pick it up. Ah. Alright, that's a little bit more like it. One of the things I need to start doing, I was talking about this on one of the other channels, whatever one it was, I need to start making some shorts, right? Because we have all sorts of like kind of crazy clips from these games that would be pretty cool on shorts, especially these clips of us having passes intercepted or intercepting passes and then fumbling the ball all over the place, right? That's what Tecmo Super Bowl is all about. Anyway, we need to stop trying to blitz. We need to start going back and actually playing defense. Yeah, they're not going to complete that pass. I think one of the reasons why I struggle from time to time when I'm playing this game is that I get kind of emotionally charged. Jeez, man, if you have a quarterback who can run like this, it's what's his name, Lane. What's this guy's first name again? I forget. If you have a quarterback who can run like that, like why in the world are you not running it with him every single time, you know, anybody's covered downfield? I would run every single play. Oh, we came so close to blocking that too. Alright, well, let's see if we have good luck on this kickoff return. Alright, give me the good halftime show. Here we go. This is a little more like it, right? That's a positive beginning. Yeah, this is a little bit more like it. This is the halftime show we need to see. This is going to get us pumped up. Alright, that's more like it. That gets me pumped up for the second half. Alright, it's not over yet. We can still do it. We were just destroying their defense. We should be able to score at least something. Boy, King is the king. They named him right. They named that kid right. King is our king. Go, 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 go. One play, 7 points. Alex Webster. Oh, yeah. Funny thing is, Alex Webster really was a star in 1958. You go back and read the newspapers, you can see it. This guy was like, you know, big news in New York among professional football fans. Although the real funny thing is, when you go back and you look through the New York newspapers, all the headlines are not really so much about the Giants. They were all about the Army college team. America was still very much a college football country in 1958. This is what we forget. Right. Everybody really cared about what was happening with the college game, and the pro game was just this game that you played every once in a while, you know, and whatever. Oh, shoot, 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 shoot. He can run, he can run. Oh, man, no, 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 go get him, go get him. Where am I? Man, I tell you, this quarterback for the Steelers can run like crazy, man. I should have chosen that team. That'd be actually a fun team to play with, right? You know, you like throw it all the time, you scramble all the time and do like a Fran Tarkenton thing. But speaking of which, we got to start checking out some of those 1970s teams, right? And checking out some of that action. All right, I think we can stop him here, huh? See, and that's the power of having a quarterback who's mobile, because then when they run that play, you fake me out. I'm thinking, well, I've got to go up top because I don't know if he's going to run or not. Oh, baby. Remember the other game where they had the ball on the 1 yard line and we stopped them? Let's see if we can do that again here, huh? Oh, shoot. That was good defense, too. Oh, well, I can't complain too much about that, right? We called the right play. We had everybody guarded. Bobby Lane. Yeah, somebody looked that up for me, right? Was Bobby Lane actually really a good runner? Maybe he was in college. Maybe that's the reason why he's been given really good statistics. But here, he's just, I mean, awesome. Absolutely awesome in terms of his ability to run the ball. And speaking of running the ball, I don't even dare run it with this team. Uh-oh, I called the wrong play again. But since it's Alex Webster, we end up with a big first down, so it doesn't really matter. Sorry about that noise in the background. It's my dog and cat chasing after each other. Alex Webster. Amazing how much you get to know a team after a project like this. So, and Charlie Connerly with the pass. He is actually a better passer, I would say, than Heinrich. So we were having a lot of success with Heinrich for those couple of games that we used him. And we were using him mainly because I forgot to take him out. Alright, so we're doing okay. But we got to make sure we do a little bit better than this. We can put this team away. We have what it takes. We have the power. Oh, we get the safety. Yeah, they have no choice. They have to go for it. And we get it back, and that means that we can potentially score a touchdown in one play again. Let's see if we can do it. But they still haven't learned about my secret weapon. Well, my secret weapon was covered, so it didn't work so well. But this time, there's nobody on. Simple as that. Now, I do know this, having looked at sort of the YouTube stats and stuff. When we have a team that's really dominant like this, nobody wants to watch the video. It's not as interesting. It's not as much fun. It's more fun if you have a team that like really sucks and you're like trying to figure out how we're going to do this and, you know, all of that stuff. When you have a team that's, you know, winning games over and over again and we're going to make the playoffs and we'll probably go pretty far and all this stuff, nobody wants to watch that. Who wants to watch that kind of content? Nobody wants to watch you do well. Oh, get it, get it, get it. Ah. Younger. I want to say, I think I read something about him as well. I think it was before our last game against these guys, actually, I was reading about him. All right, we got to watch out, though, for Bobby Lane. I'm worried that he's going to start running all over the place here. Yeah, see, I knew he was going to do that. Very, very good defense. Yeah, hammer him. Show him to pass over us, huh? That doesn't happen. Perfect timing. All right, let's score another touchdown. What do you think? No. Thing is, I don't dare call a running play because every time I call a running play, they end up like totally manhandling us. Well, we avoided the sack. That was the whole purpose of it. This, though, is where I kind of miss having that play action. Play. No. Get him. Come on, Connerly. Get downfield. I don't even know where I am. All right, so much for that. We're still up by 21. I mean, we're not going to lose the game. At least we better on it. If we do lose the game, this is going to be an all-time classic. If we do lose the game, I better see, you know, thousands of people subscribing from this one video because it would be, like, absolutely incredible. I don't think it's going to happen. Dude, he is so good. That's one of those that would go on, you know, those highlight reel tapes, you know, with like Barry Sanders, you know, breaking like 10 tackles or whatever. That's what one of those was. Like, check out this quarterback. This quarterback's better than the running back, right? Check out this quarterback. Like, he just runs around every single defensive player like they're not even there. All right, let's score another touchdown. I'm starting to get a little bit upset. Yeah, what did I tell you? I told you we were going to score a touchdown, and that's exactly what we did. Nosferatu. All right, we're up by 21 again. We got to cover the spread for all of you guys who are, watching this game with your pocketbooks. We got to make sure we cover the spread. We don't want to be on... what's his name? Scott Van Pelt, right? Isn't that dude's name? The bald guy on ESPN. One of the reasons why I don't watch ESPN anymore. Anyway, we had 0 yards rushing, 371 yards passing. I'm okay with that. So next week we play against Washington again. So we got to figure out how to beat them. But yeah, so far so good. We won the game, and that's really what matters. We'll go look really quickly here at the standings. We are 6-2. Pittsburgh 6-3, and Cleveland's only 4-4. We might not see Cleveland in the playoffs. We'll see. Remember, there are 8 teams that go to the playoffs. So right now it's looking like it's going to be us, Washington. That's not good. Pittsburgh and probably Cleveland. And Philadelphia and Chicago are just not doing very well at all. Over in the West, you got Baltimore and Los Angeles, and then probably Chicago, Green Bay. With all those tie games, the 49ers are not doing well, and the Lions haven't won a single game. We play them eventually, by the way. So anyway, there you have it. And as you can hear in the background, the heat has come on. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed that. We won again, which is the important thing, and we did a lot of passing, which is always fun to watch. Anyway, I hope you like that. We're going to keep this going up until the bitter end. We probably have, probably like, I don't know, 10 or so more episodes of this left. And then we'll see what we play afterwards. We'll either play more Tecmo Super Bowl or we'll play some other game and just go through it and sort of see what we have. I'm always up for any recommendations you might have. So I'll talk with you later. Take care.